Hey YouTubers, Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Thanks for joining me, being part of the channel. Share, subscribe. Okay, I got a question for Americans out there. So I need to kind of unpack something here, and then you guys could maybe explain to me or educate me on how this works or why. I'm just trying to kind of get a grip on this to understand this here. So here it is. Here's the article. Oakland, that's in California, to give low-income residents $500 a month, no strings attached. Okay, but there is a string attached. Now, the mayor of Oakland, California, on Tuesday announced a privately funded program that will give low-income families of color in the city $500 per month with no rules on how they could spend it. Now, I don't understand what that means. What do they mean? Like color? Like are they specifically picking black people, Latinos? I'm actually very dark. In the summer, I have troubles getting back into Canada when I go to a sunny destinations. I'm Portuguese, right? So I'm from Iberia, right? The Iberian Peninsula. So what does that mean? And then why is there this? Are there no white people, poor white people living in Oakland? Is that why? So if you're living in Oakland, let me know. Like, I'm just trying to figure out white or other cultures, I guess. I'm not sure. It's very vague the way they write this. The program is the latest experiment with a guaranteed income. The idea that giving low-income individuals a regular to monthly stipend helps ease the stress of poverty and results in a better health and upward economic mobility. I could see health because you'd probably be eating, I guess, healthier. Maybe join a gym. I don't know. Like, I could see that. The idea isn't new, but it's having a revival across the United States after some mayors launch smaller-scale pilot programs across the country in coordinated campaign to convince Congress to adopt the National Guarantee Income Program. So this is not new. Andrew Yang, I think, is trying to get this universal basic income, but you got folks living in Alabama or parts of Florida where they don't have to spend all the money they make on real estate. Right, and if you want to rewind this and go back, this all stems from real estate and selling to foreign investors and leaving homes empty. That's why in LA County you got 40,000 homeless people. Well, it's because it all stems to real estate and selling out to the highest bidders. Canada's in the same predicament. So is Australia and New Zealand. All basically the blue states in America are in this predicament. Now Amerifornia is coming, so watch out, Americans. Amerifornia is coming for you. And if you think it ain't, think again. Anyways, so I'm just trying to find out. Okay, so let's keep going here and read this, okay? The idea, okay, we got that, isn't new. The first program launched in 2009 in Stockton, California by former Mayor Michael Tubbs, who later founded the group Mayors for Guaranteed Income, expects 6 other cities to launch similar programs by this summer. An analysis of the first year of Stockholm Economic Empowerment demonstration SEED, found that compared to a control group, residents who received regular payments experienced less income volatility, secured more full-time employment, were better parents and partners, and even saw improvements in their health and overall well-being. So they're kind of just recycling what they're saying. CNN's covering it too. Oakland will give low-income families of color $500 per month, no strings attached. So, like this lady right here, to me, she's of color. She's dark, right? Like, I'm not understanding. So here's one thing I learned when I lived in America. I lived in Florida. We had our groups of people, and everybody was grouped. It wasn't by religion. Obviously, it wasn't by language, and it wasn't by creed or anything. We just hung out together. We lived close to each other. We'd barbecue. We'd meet up, shake hands, talk, exchange ideas, dream a little, Nobody, those Latinos, Trinidadians, Jamaicans, like Americans. One friend that, we used to hang out and play pool and hang out together a lot. He was a Broward school teacher from Broward County. School teacher, and he was Caucasian. We were all, having fun, just being ourselves, right? It just doesn't make any sense what's going on. Now, the problem is this going to be detrimental to people setting goals and having dreams? And, is this going to start taking away? So let me tell you what I've taken up from America. When I lived in America, I learned one thing, is that everybody there is American. That's one thing I learned when I was living in Canada. I'd ask people, "Hey, where are you from?" People would always say, "Oh, I'm from India, or I'm from China, I'm from Spain, I'm from Germany, I'm from Russia, right? I'm Australian." Right? No one would say they're Canadian. Now, one thing I learned when I was in America was I would be talking to this Arab guy in the shop I had. I'm like, "Yo, what's up, dude? Where you from, man?" It's like, "Oh, I'm American." I'm like, "Oh, cool." I'm like, I just heard an accent. I thought you were from some. I was, "Oh, yeah, yeah. I was born in Saudi Arabia. I speak Arabic." "Oh, okay." But in Canada, they would say they're Arab, or they're from Saudi Arabia. They wouldn't say they're Canadian. But in America, everybody says they're American. That was one thing I noticed in America, was everybody is an American. In Canada, it's very different. It's target segregation that we have here. If you're of the Portuguese culture, you're very, very targeted here in Canada. So people watching this, "Oh, white boys doesn't understand this and the oppressions and this, that." No, no, no. White boy understands very much. And let me explain to you what white boy understands. Portuguese families were deported from Canada in 2004, 5, 6, and 7, and not 3, 4 families, tens of thousands. Mass purging of Portuguese families. People were picked up at work, put on a bus without changing their clothes, and put on an airplane. In the high schools, this started in the early 90s, or the late 90s, sorry, they would call us all down, Portuguese-speaking students, "Please come down to the gymnasium." We'd come down, we'd have to wait till our parents showed up with paperwork, or we would put on a plane and sent to Portugal. Okay? There's parents that have kids born and raised in Canada 12, 13, 15 years, own properties, and have companies here. They were deported. Birth tourism doesn't work for Portuguese people. So there was a huge mass purging. You're going to look it up, you're going to find nothing. Because the federal government, after bailing out our mainstream dinosaur media, they took down all the Portuguese deportation articles, the mass protests on the street in Toronto, the shutdown of Dufferin Mall, where they shut down the mall. No one could enter or leave without proving they weren't Portuguese. Tens of thousands. There right now. You can look it up. Portuguese families being deported back to Portugal during the COVID situation we're in. Right. So there is I think every culture has their little oppression or something that's happened. Being Portuguese in Canada wasn't a good thing. I'd go to a job. The first thing the employer would say, "Yeah, we couldn't run an ad that said no Portuguese, but no Portuguese."
We couldn't run an ad that said no Portuguese, but no Portuguese.
Pulled over by cops. I get pulled over by the police. "Are you Portuguese? Are you Portuguese?" Get pulled over by the cops. The first thing they ask you. So every culture has. So in Canada, I don't understand. See, America, I think they're purposely engineering this divide, in my opinion, because when I was in America, everybody was American. Everybody was American. Everybody. And that's what one thing I liked about America was everybody again was American. Here in Canada, specific targets. I'm coming in from overseas, from vacation. I get stopped by a non-Canadian in Canadian territory and accuses me of carrying something or hiding something and puts me through immigration for 4 hours. And I can't call my family to let them know. Again, this is something I spoke to about in another video. But that's just what it is. It's just what is happening. And I think every culture or specific cultures have gone through this kind of ordeal. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. We went from universal basic income to understanding what's happening with culture. Again, America, everyone was proud to be an American. I just don't know what's going on anymore in America. Comment below. And if there aren't any poor white people living in Oakland, then I'm sorry. I don't know why the article was written like that. And I don't know why specifically, the people that, everybody worked hard to fund the infrastructure. Everybody worked hard to build the America that what it is today. Everybody worked hard to make, you know what I'm saying, to build this. Now all the jobs were sold out in the early 80s for profit. And now rich investors have come back and bought out your entire country. They're buying out your corporations. They're buying out your social media. They probably own your mainstream media. They probably, it's a mess. Look forward to Americans commenting I look forward to reading your comments. Why is this happening, or why specifically, what's going on specifically? Because I would like to know. Thanks for watching. Lots of love. God bless.